Hey, man, I got to ask you first and foremost, thank you for joining us, first of all. Ime Udoka, is he the NBA Coach of the Year?
Well, I mean, I think he's definitely in the top three. I think it comes down to what the voters are going to want. Do they want the team in Cleveland with Kenny Atkinson that has the most wins in the NBA, or do they want the team that no one expected to be in the number 2 seed to be coaching year in Coach Udoka? But I think ultimately, either way, I think he should be in the top two, and he's done a remarkable job this season.
No question about that. And now the Rockets are starting to get some national attention. As this team is currently constructed, what's the ceiling, and does this team need to make any moves?
I think, as you know, it comes down to matchups in the playoffs. Right now, the Rockets will be matched up against the Clippers, who I think they'll still be favored against. It'll be really interesting, of course, with James Harden coming back to Houston. But I think ultimately it comes down to matchup. But with the Rockets' defense and rebounding, I think that at the very least, they should definitely make the second round. And after that, it's pretty much gravy for the Rockets as far as whether they get to the Western Conference Finals or not.
No question about that. How are the players handling this?
I think overall they're not really surprised that they've clinched that playoff spot, because if you look at it from last season, they went 41-41 after 3 years of really struggling. They turned around last season, so they've had a taste of winning basketball last year. This year, I think this making the playoffs is not really a huge surprise for them. I think right now they're looking bigger than just making the first round of the playoffs.
Well, since it's not a big surprise and you think they can get a first round, maybe second round, where do you think this team's going to end up?
Ultimately, I think they can, like I said, get out of that first round and make it to the second round. I think as far as what they do next season, it really comes down to what the players like Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun are going to do in the playoffs. If the Rockets get to the second round, have a tough second round series, or make it to the Western Conference Finals, I think they stay put. But if they do have some struggles in the first round, let's say they get knocked out in the first round, I think that's when Rafael Stone and the rest of the Rockets look to make that big move next season.
Man, it would be nice to see them in the Western Conference Finals. LaShard Binkley, Rockets SI. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Always great to be on with you.